A good husband, a good man, an honorable man would not just up and leave his family. Hey y'all, welcome back to Just a Girl Talk. My name is Jenny, and if you are new here, if you're new, of course be sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notifications are on so you never miss an episode. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. So I want to have another conversation about marriage, and this time I'm going to be talking about black men in marriage, because Tyrese has been trending for the past few years, right? I feel like it's been like a good like 3 years now since his wife left him. You know, she divorced him. He's been fighting back and forth with like the whole custody stuff and the child support stuff. So I feel like every time Tyrese uses his voice, he's talking about family. He's talking about his experience with going through that divorce and his mental health breakdown and just the challenges over the years. But I came across a clip of him having an interview with the Shade Room, and they were talking about, you know, just his relationship, touching a little bit on that, and something that he said in that interview stood out that we need to have a conversation about it. But I'm gonna drop the clip and we're gonna come back, we're gonna talk about it.
At some point it was the whole thing like $20K a month.
I've never paid $20,000 a month in my life. It's what she's asking for.
That's what she was asking for. Got it.
Without realizing that there's no child on any level that needs $20,000 in Atlanta.
Right.
Truth be told is she makes about $160,000 a year herself. I do really well for myself. If you get into the actual needs of the child, our daughter will never be without. So if you're gonna leave me and you and your lawyers are now trying to take my life with you, there's no alimony. We had a prenup. I'm confused as a mother. We had a baby and we're sharing this baby, so let's just make sure the baby is okay.
But
and
you came out on top, so that's great.
No.
No?
No, I'm not out on top.
Why not? What do you mean?
Because I'm not married no more. And I don't live under the same roof with my child, and I wanted to get married to do it for the rest of my life.
So I'm not sure if you caught the one key point in that video clip was that he took accountability. He still said that I messed up. I failed. Although his wife left him, he failed. And I want to talk about basically like, why do men value marriage more than women? Now, I don't want to make this about race, because I just want to talk about men and women versus black and white, but just men and women. Why do they value it more? That they do not just want to leave their family, leave their children. But we are too quick to just be like, I'm out, who cares? Like, even the woman interviewing him, she was coming from a woman's perspective. Like, well, you won, you're good. Because that's how a woman would think. I'm good, I won. He's like, no, there's no winning. I'm divorced. I'm not in the house with my child. I'm married to be there forever. And the woman's thinking like, well, you ain't paying no money. You good. You had a prenup. You're fine. And that's because you don't even value family to get what he's saying. Like, you don't even get it because you don't value family. We see stuff as like, oh, as long as the money is right, I'm good. Long as like that, we're too focused on money. And I feel like that's where men are really focused on those children. Like, when I saw that clip, I was like, wow. Like, they really say that this is true. And it's like, every time you hear him talk, he still talks about, like, that's how much he cares and cared about keeping that family together. Keeping that family together. Keeping it together for that child. And it wasn't enough. So I feel like him saying that I failed, it still was like, it was supposed to work. Like, if it doesn't work out, I still failed in it. Like, I didn't, yes, she left me, but I still failed. It was supposed to work. I was supposed to do everything I could to make it work, and there's nothing he could do. Nothing. And my husband and I were talking about that, where he was just saying like how men just see it differently. Like, they still will feel like they failed. They still feel like they messed up, even though they didn't do anything necessarily wrong. But how did it not work out? Like, how did we get here? Did I do something wrong? Did I fail at it? Is maybe the thought process. But I just found it interesting again that he sat up there and said, like, I failed because I'm not home. Where we are too comfortable with leaving because we're not happy, quote unquote, and we don't think about those kids. And that woman, again, his wife left him, took their daughter, and was not thinking about what her child needed. And I think it wasn't anything, from what I remember from him talking about, it was her mom who convinced her to leave him. He didn't cheat. He said that's the first woman he's never cheated on in a relationship. He was doing everything right, but her mother was so influential and convincing her she didn't need a man, she didn't need a husband. Like, sad. You had a child. You have a child. But I want to really get into it. Like, I want to get into my thoughts on why I think men value family more than women. I think that men value family more because there's this, it's like this moral code within them, like this moral compass that men just possess more than us. I could be wrong, but I feel like there's something like the moral side, like it feels like morally wrong to just leave, where we don't have that as women. Not saying none of us have it, but I feel like that's what, I don't know. I just feel like there's like some morals in them deep when it comes to, like, that's why you don't see when people say men don't leave their families. They will suck it up and stick it out and take the not so happy times just for the sake of their kids, because it's like morally it feels wrong to just leave my child. And it's also like they can put their feelings to the side, right? So yes, I might be unhappy, and I'm not, listen, let me make this clear, I'm not encouraging anybody to just stay and be beat down and abused and none of that, no. But a lot of times it don't even be that serious. You just get bored, you just don't feel like it, you feel like you out of love with him, or you don't like him anymore, and you leave. So men don't allow their emotions in the moment or for a season to take over and say, I'm out. We can get very much on, like, he been pissing me off for the last 2 months, I'm out of here. It's like, girl, it's only been 2 months. Like, it may be a little phase you're going through. It's okay. And we be out. But he's like, girl, I've been struggling for the last 2 years. But I love you. I love my family. I love my child. I made these vows and I'm going to honor them. So it's like that, again, that honor. It's like that, I don't know. It's the honor, the morals. Like, they just have it. That, like, good stand-up men have this. Not all men, but there's a caliber of a man who will put his feelings to the side and stick it out and do what he thinks is best. And sometimes men will end up getting taken advantage of or getting abused emotionally or, you know, mentally, because they won't leave, and a woman knows that he's not going to leave her. So I will be more aggressive, be more nasty, whatever it might be, because I know he's not going to leave, and that's unfortunate. But I just feel like there's this morals and honor that men have that we don't, that it's in there, but we don't really use it. Especially not when it comes to family. And I think also, like I said, I think the other side too is the emotions, right? We allow our emotions to take over, that we will end our families over our emotions. Tia Mowry left Corey. She left her husband. It said differences or whatever, inconsolable differences, but we don't know what that means. And to me it means nothing really. I just graduated from that marriage and I was time to move on. Like, insane. So you're letting, I don't know what emotions are going through your head at the time, take over and think that you're supposed to leave your husband. He would never do that. Never. A good husband, let's make it clear. And when women try to say that to me, like, well, what if your husband just up and leave? He's not going to up and leave. He values his family. He has the morals. He has honor. He's not going to just up and leave. And it's always like that go-to thing to say, but it's like, no ma'am, that's not going to work. That's not the reality. Let's not make that a thing. I really appreciate Tyrese, though, being very vulnerable and not being afraid to speak out about this. Like, he's there obviously become very emotional over it and talking about it, because you can tell it hurts to the core. This man's whole world was shook. Like, the whole boat rocked. And he's been carrying this for years. Like, this, it's sad. It really is. It's really unfortunate. It's really sad. It really is. And I wish we as women would stop letting our emotions take over, and we ruin our families. We end our families. We disrupt our families over our emotions. You're not gonna always be happy in marriage. You're not gonna always get whatever you want. You're not gonna always wake up smiling and, you know, rainbows and butterflies. But the love is still there, even if you disagree. The love is still there, even if you are upset with each other for a couple days. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to dislike your partner at that moment. But I still love you, and I still love our family. I still love what we have. It doesn't mean I hate you. It doesn't mean because you made me mad about this, I don't want to be with you. And that's kind of where our mind goes too often. I don't want to be with you no more because I pissed you off. So ladies, I just want us to just take some of that moral compass, that honor that men have in them, and apply it to our lives with our children, because it's important. It's important to our family. It's important to keep us together. It's important to learn how to work through differences. It's important to keep people out of our business, out of our marriage. Don't allow people to taint your marriage and make you think that you want something that you don't really want. And you be out your marriage and you be by yourself with your children, which is not good. So let me know in the comments though, y'all. What do y'all think about this topic? Like, what are your thoughts about Tyrese and everything that he's been going through, and his story, and telling it and sharing it? I think it's commendable. I think it's honorable. And I respect him because, you know, his respect for family and marriage. So again, let me know in the comments, y'all. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. We are growing. Again, thank y'all for subscribing, and I appreciate all the support. Yeah, y'all, so I look forward to see you guys in the next episode. Bye.